Hey Aries, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. So glad that you found me and thank you for being here. This is your June 2017 astrology video where I intend on talking about the planetary transits and how it might be playing out in your world. This video is intended for Aries rising, Aries sun, and Aries moons may apply as well. I have an Aries sun, so fingers crossed, right y'all? Sorry about the background noise if you can hear it. That's a B-52 bomber going overhead. I live close to Barksdale Air Force Base in Bossier City, Louisiana. So yeah, there's that. Sometimes they fly low, and this happens to be one of those times. If you can't hear it, then I probably just sound crazy and just disregard. Before I get started talking about the planets though, y'all, Aries, how are y'all doing? You have survived the Venus retrograde, because you hosted that, and you also survived the Mercury going retrograde in Taurus and then tiptoeing back into Aries. So, how's life been treating y'all? I'd like to hear about how things have been going for you in the comments below. Me personally, I've had a lot of reflection and had to deal with a lot of repression, dealing with a lot of childhood stuff too that needed to be dealt with, and I feel stronger now than I did before, so that's always a good thing, right? So, Aries, why don't you sit a spell so we can talk about your stars? On June 4th or 5th, depending on where you live on the planet, your ruling planet is going into Cancer. Mars is a fiery planet. It is known for its impulse, its energy, and its aggression. Going into a water sign, not cool. Mars does not like being in water signs, especially Cancer. This is your 4th house, and it deals with home and family, or roots and foundations. So it could be aggressive at home. It could be energetic at home. It could be impulsive at home. And this could be in your family, the people that you share your home with, or in the actual energy of your home. Could also be dealing with the roots and foundations of your home or you as an individual. So, could play out in many different ways. But understand that you're going to be feeling aggressive in your home and family life more often than not. On the 5th or 6th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Venus, the planet that represents love, beauty, harmony, money, and resources, moving into Taurus. Venus rules Taurus. And this is your 2nd house. And that house deals with money, resources, possessions, earning ability, self-esteem. Anything you could point to, classify, identify, or introduce as mine to another individual, I would consider a 2nd house item. Venus moving into the 2nd house is always a good thing. The 6th or the 7th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Mercury, the planet that represents thought, movement, and communication, moving into Gemini, meeting up with the Sun, which represents your ego, your life force, and your will. This is your 3rd house. Mercury moving into Gemini, which is the house of your communication, short distance trips, siblings, cousins, neighbors, and people in your neighborhood. Going to be very communicative from the 6th on. Going to be doing a lot of communicating, a lot of movement, a lot of thinking. Could be in the area of life, dealing with your siblings, cousins, neighbors, or people in your neighborhood. It could be dealing with your communication devices or your technical devices, the things that get your message out into the world. It could be dealing with your vehicle, the commute, or the path that you take as well. Be careful. Don't text and drive. You're going to be feeling the desire, the need to constantly go, constantly connect. Be safe. Be careful. It's the mom in me. I can't help it. Now, on the 8th or 9th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got a full moon playing nicely with Saturn in the 9th house. Saturn is the planet that represents structure, limitation, and containment. I like to think of Saturn as the building code inspector, where if the 9th house has not been built to code, big finger quotes, Saturn will come through and shake it to its core, so that you have to rebuild it to be strong enough to sustain your weight for the rest of your life in the 9th house. That 9th house is your worldview expanded through study or travel. This is the area of higher education and long-distance trips, adventures, and questing. It deals with foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, and it covers the study of foreign languages, religion, philosophy, astrology, legal system matters, and political matters. Also, on the same day, we've got Jupiter going direct in Libra in your 7th house. Jupiter is the planet that represents energy, impulse, or no, I'm talking about Mars. Jupiter is the planet that represents increase, expansion, and excess. You can see how I would get them a little superimposed, I suppose. But yeah, this is Jupiter direct in the 7th house. Increase, expansion, excess. Jupiter makes it bigger. The 7th house is the house of your partnerships, relationships, and your interactions with others. Those interactions tell you who you are, is a reflection of who you are. It's also the house of counseling and open enemies. On the 20th or 21st, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got the Sun, which represents your ego, life force, and will, and Mercury, thought, movement, and communication, moving into the 4th house, meeting up with Mars, which represents energy, impulse, and aggression. A lot of energy, lots of impulse, lots of aggression, lots of ego, and lots of communication in that 4th house. Be careful in your dealings with people in home and family. Be careful in those dealings with people around your home as well. I would say neighbors would still qualify because they're close to your actual physical dwelling space, right? That 4th house, once again, home, family, roots, foundations. Your roots and foundations can be the actual home, the dwelling structure that you live in, but it could also be speaking to your actual physical vessel as well. Roots being teeth or bones, and foundation being religious beliefs, political ideologies, and tightly held philosophies. Now, on the 23rd or 24th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got a new moon in Cancer, and this would be the perfect time for you to start looking for a new place or start refurbishing the place or remodeling where you live. For some of you, Aries, it may be that you are dealing with a pregnancy that you weren't necessarily seeing or foreseeing. Really just depends on what's going on in your personal world and in your personal chart. So, that's what I see going on for you for June 2017, Aries. I do hope that you're well, and I'm sending you a lot of love. Hope June brings you a lot of wonderful, positive blessings as well. Do take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. I'm sending you a lot of love. Namaste. Bye. And I love y'all, Aries.